Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday, and welcome to my Sunday reset. I am so excited about this video because up until this point, I hadn't gotten to do a Sunday reset for a little bit over a month. So, for about 5 weeks, every Sunday just somehow seemed to be extremely busy, and I didn't get to do my full reset. So, I found myself trying to get caught up during the week, but if my weeks weren't starting off successfully, then they weren't really ending successfully either because I just felt like I was always behind and I needed to get caught up. So, I'm going to walk you through what a Sunday reset looks like for me, cleaning edition. So, right now I am just refilling these little pods. So, I try to use a lot of natural products in my home, especially if I'm cleaning. So, these little laundry pieces, they don't have any plastic, any scent or anything like that. They're from a company called Blueland, and I really like them. And then I just mix that with a little bit of OxiClean, and that's what I use to wash my sheets. So I started off stripping the bed completely and then going around just emptying trash, finding laundry, putting everything back together. So I decided to start my diffuser with my essential oils. When I'm cleaning up, I like to use oils that smell really fresh and pure. I feel like it energizes me for cleaning, but it's also just kind of one of those things. Like it makes me feel like, yes, I'm cleaning up, I'm doing a great job, and at the same time, kind of like purifying the air. So after I put the sheets in the wash, I decided to wipe down our headboard. If you've been following along, you know that we are making some updates on our primary bedroom, so you get to see a little bit of the progress here. This is our new headboard, which we just got, I would say, a couple of weeks ago. Now, this was difficult because I really wanted like a pure white bed. But of course, white cloth gets dirty really, really easily. I was also looking into a velvet option because I was thinking, well, maybe I could steam it, but we couldn't find anything that really felt right. There were some wooden options as well that kind of look similar to our nightstands, but I also didn't want anything that was just too like the same across the board. Like I wanted it a few modern touches, a few rustic touches. So we ended up finding this headboard and I really like it because I can clean it off. So you saw me wiping it down. I just like to use a disinfectant cleaner to kind of keep it nice and clean over time. And then the bed has a ton of layers, but I feel like that just adds a nice luxurious feel, kind of similar to a hotel vibe. So what I do with my comforter, I actually got this idea from another YouTube video that I was watching. I double stuff it. So I have two comforters inside of my duvet, which makes it just extremely plush. And then on top, I put this warm blanket, and then it has like this cream white color on the other side. So I fold it over to kind of get that full white look that I like to have in the bedroom. So this is pretty much where I had to stop for making the bed because the sheets weren't done yet. So even though I was able to change the actual sheets for the bed, I like to keep my satin pillowcase, and those weren't finished washing. So I just moved into our primary bathroom. Now this is where things just get a mess over time. I mean, all of our products, we have a lot of different ones, and my husband and I do have two separate sinks, but on both of our sides, like it just tends to pile up. And then I have my vanity area in the middle. So I started off just wiping everything down. I'm trying out this new household cleaner. Definitely not the best idea to use that on the mirrors, which I learned the next day. They'll look super clean in this video, but then so many streaks started to pop up. So I'm just organizing my vanity here and cleaning off my mirror and also the sink, the counters, everything. I think it's so important to keep this area kind of clear and disinfected as well, especially for a Sunday reset, because I'm going to be in here getting ready for the day. And so it's just really important that I know where everything is. I have clean, fresh towels and everything to set me up for a successful week. Then I got into the part that probably most people do not enjoy at all, cleaning the toilets. But of course, we want to stay clean and healthy, so it has to be done. What I'm using in the bathroom for the toilet is Odoban. I actually was introduced to this when I was like my first job working at a daycare, and I really like that cleaning product. I'm pretty sure it is not non-toxic, but it does really well for restrooms. And then I went and started cleaning the shower. So this door, oh my goodness, it's just like the soap scum is such a thing. So I tried the new cleaning product on the door. It actually did pretty good, but I do want to work on the soap scum a little bit more. And then I get into cleaning the shower. So this tool is from Amazon, and it has been extremely helpful with just making sure that I'm scrubbing really well in the shower and kind of getting into those corners and hard to reach places. So I also took all of like the old bottles and things out of there. I don't know what it is, but my husband goes through like body wash and shampoo and all that kind of stuff really quickly. So I typically have to replace those bottles every couple of weeks or so, and just wiped everything down and made sure it was smelling nice and fresh. Next up, I got into, so I don't necessarily do this every single Sunday for my reset. I would say this part I do every couple of weeks or so, but I am steam mopping the floor. So for restrooms, bathrooms, I feel like steam mopping is a really important piece because there's a disinfectant that you can add into the steam mop, but then also you have the steam on top of that just to make sure that the floor is extremely clean as well. Before I run the steam mop, I always put down the little robot vacuum. So while I'm doing other things, cleaning the bathroom, the robot vacuum is helping me out. Like, I'm not gonna make my life extremely difficult. I will definitely use help and assistance where I can. Another example of help and assistance, so while I was cleaning up the bedroom and the bathroom, my grocery order came. So I had placed a grocery order through Instacart, and I'm also trying out HelloFresh again. So before I was able to put anything in, I had to get some things out. Our refrigerator, again, just like rushing and constantly like grabbing stuff, buying things. A lot of stuff had like spilled all over the place, and there were so many things that were out of date. I hadn't gotten to this refrigerator in about a month. So I did try like every week to kind of throw out like food or leftovers from what I had cooked, but actually like going through and wiping everything down, it had been a while. So I really focused on cleaning the shelves and making sure that everything was nice. One of my juice bottles had gotten like too cold, and it was glass and it shattered everywhere. So cleaning that out kind of took a while, but I put all the groceries up, and then it was time for me to unbox my HelloFresh. What I really love about this is the convenience of the little bags. So I have dedicated a full shelf to my HelloFresh bags and like the little meat packets and everything that comes along with it. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to stick with HelloFresh forever, but I do have a pretty good discount through my job to get 15% off of all of my boxes for a full year, which was new because a lot of times I would get like a HelloFresh code for like 3 boxes, 5 boxes, but this one was actually for 52 boxes. So I figured, why not try it out for the year? So earlier I mentioned those glass bottles. I have learned my lesson. I'm not going to put them so close to the back of the refrigerator. I'm probably not going to put them on my top shelf, but I like to fill these glass bottles with juices. One reason is because I feel like it looks really nice, and yeah, you can see me like drinking off the excess. I promise I don't give these to people. This is cranberry juice, so this is for me. But I feel like it adds a really nice aesthetic to the refrigerator, and also it's easy grabs. Like if I'm going somewhere and I want to take a juice with me, I definitely can without having to feel like I need to pour it into something because it's already in something. So after I did my cranberry juice, then I moved on to my orange juice. I ran out of glass bottles, so I had to use these plastic ones. And then there wasn't enough for the fruit punch, but we're trying to not have fruit punch in this household anymore anyways, so that kind of worked out. So I've got my green juices, my cranberry juice, orange juice, apple juice, everything in a nice little jar, and that's easy to grab, especially if we're gonna be on the go during the week. So then I got into dishes. I do not like to do dishes. I feel like dishes is just this ongoing thing that is constantly there. Like I empty the dishwasher, I have to put new things into the dishwasher, but that is fine. So I was putting all of the dishes away, which is also extremely helpful for a Sunday reset because I then don't have to like worry about not having silverware or serving spoons and things throughout the week or having Tupperware. So after I emptied that, I refilled my dish soap. I get this dish soap from Trader Joe's, but of course I like to have it looking aesthetic, so I put it in the little pump jar, which is also super easy to use while I am doing dishes. Oh my gosh, the amount of dishes. I'm glad this is sped up because just having to get caught up on all of like the leftovers that were in the fridge was so much. So I kind of pretty much wash them before I put them in the dishwasher, just to make sure that they're actually going to get super clean throughout that process. So I'm loading up the dishwasher here and then just kind of finishing up any last little things that needed to be done as far as the dishes go and the kitchen overall. I do try to cook pretty much every day during the week, so I really want to make sure that I have access to all of my pots and pans, to any like serving dishes that I may need, and setting myself up for success at the beginning of the week makes that so much easier. And my rule is if you don't clean the sink after, then you didn't do the dishes. So after that, I had some old roses, but they actually still looked pretty good. So I decided to just freshen up the water. Normally I would cut the stems as well, but they were, I would say they could last like 2 to 3 more days. So I was like, it's fine. I'm just gonna refresh their water and put them in the in the kitchen. So then I moved on to, we call this our work bathroom because my husband and I both work from home, and this is the bathroom that's in between both of our offices. So honestly, this bathroom probably gets the most use. So I am in there like really scrubbing and making sure that it's nice and clean. Again, I am using Odoban, but I scrub and wipe all over the toilet to make sure, like I just want to make sure that it's super clean. I don't know, there's something about cleaning that actually just really relaxes me. So I refilled all of like the tissue and everything for the bathroom as well. Then I moved back into the primary room area and started working on my closet. So some of you probably saw my video that was focused on my closet and how I like organize it and everything. Well, everything had gotten into this basket. So I was like, yeah, I really need to get in here and get all this stuff put away. Also, I had been doing some shopping recently. I had a Pink Lily order. My husband took me to Zara, which was exciting, but then I had to put all of that stuff away. I had a few thrifted items to put away as well. And then I also just had like new house shoes and things that I needed to finally get around to taking care of. So I really wanted to make sure that my closet was ready to go for the week. So for one, I wouldn't have to be like searching for things that I wanted to wear, so I can keep my closet super organized, but also just so that when I walk in here, it doesn't feel like a cluttered space that is going to stress me out. I know what I'm looking for. I'm able to find it and put everything where it needs to be. And that just makes me feel so calm. I think that's a really good tip to keep in mind for the week, especially if you are like, what am I going to wear to work? If you work in person and things like that. Being able to see where everything is in your closet, keeping things in their place and where they go is going to be extremely helpful in not making the process of getting ready for the day feel extremely overwhelming or like a daunting task that you just don't want to deal with. So I am finishing up, putting everything away, finally getting to the bottom of that basket, and kind of going through, even though it's like I'm focused on putting clothes away. If I find things that I'm kind of like, oh, I'm not really gonna keep this, then I'll put it like in my thrift or resale pile as well. But overall, having a Sunday reset is just really something that I enjoy. It makes me feel so much better and calmer and more productive as I go into the work week or anything that I have coming up for the week. So thank you all for joining me on this journey, and I will see you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Affirmations with Amber.